If you're thinking about buying a condo or a townhouse, in this video, I'm going to cover 7 mistakes that you don't want to make. Hi, my name is Jose. I'm a realtor with RE/MAX here in the Inland Empire in Southern California. And, well, if this is your first time to the channel, first of all, welcome. Always honored to have you here. In fact, be sure to hit the subscribe button right down over here. And then also be sure to hit the bell too. This way you never miss any future content where I talk about buying, selling, and of course living here in the Inland Empire. Oh, and before I do get started, I do want to encourage you to stay to the end because I do have a free gift that I'd like to offer you. Okay, first up on this list is not considering where in the complex that the unit you're thinking about buying is actually located. Sucks! Is it an end unit or does it sit in between 2 other units? Or if the complex has an option between an upstairs and a downstairs unit, which one is it? Now, listen, I get it. You might be listening to me say all this and thinking, Jose, come on, what's the big deal? And listen, it might not be, but I'm just telling you, you want to give it a little bit of thought, a little bit of consideration before, because you don't want to buy your new home, your new condo, or your new townhome, move in, and 6 months later, you regret it. You regret where you bought. Again, just give it a little bit of thought. Make sure that you're going to be happy, you're going to be good with where in the complex that your new condo or your new townhome is actually located. Here's one I've had a couple of buyers in the past think that, this one's not really much of a big deal because it's not a house, it's a condo. Trust me, it's a big deal no matter if it's a house, a condo, a mobile home, it doesn't matter. You never want to skip on the home inspection. Yes, I get it. One of the big benefits of a condo or a townhome is you really don't have to worry too much about the outside because typically most condos or most townhomes, the outside of the unit, things like the roof or maybe the eaves, but the outside of the unit for most condo complexes is usually going to be taken care of and covered by the condo association. But the inside of the condo, yeah, that can have just as many problems as any house. You could have electrical issues, plumbing issues. You could have issues with the appliances. Like, say, for instance, the stove that's coming with the home. It's supposed to be working, but it doesn't. The bottom line is there could be any number of issues that are discovered during a home inspection. Don't just because it's a condo figure, we don't need a home inspection. Give yourself the peace of mind you deserve. Here's another one. What about the parking situation? What does that look like? Now, if this is a condo complex that, has the attached garage as part of the unit, listen, that one's pretty easy to figure out where you park. You park in your garage. But if it's different, let's say sometimes you'll see the condo complexes, they have a detached garage. You still have a garage. It's one of those one-car garages that's out in the parking area over here. And maybe there's covered or uncovered additional parking spaces. Are those assigned? Do you have an assigned parking space? That's great because if you do, at least you know where you're going to park. I have a spot here. If they're unassigned, does that mean you kind of first come, first serve? Maybe you might be on the other side of the complex because you came home a little too late. Or how about your guests? Because if you have guests to come visit and those parking spaces are assigned parking, well then, is there a guest parking space? Where do your guests park? Yeah, because those assigned parking situations, there are some complexes that can be pretty strict with that. So again, just a really great question to be sure to find out. Now, what if you're planning to buy that condo to be a rental? You plan on renting it out. Or you plan on moving in, live there for a year or two, then renting it out. Now, in my experience, this is kind of rare, but maybe the complex, they only allow a certain number of tenants per unit, or maybe they require to have a chance to screen any potential tenants. Again, based strictly on my personal experience, I've never encountered this one, but what if the complex doesn't even allow you to rent it out at all? Here's another one, the amenities. What amenities come with the condo that you're looking at? Does it come with a swimming pool? Does it come with a clubhouse or maybe a fitness center? What amenities come with the condo that you're looking at? Because listen, you're paying extra every single month for those association dues, but what all do you get for it? If you look at this from a more long-term perspective, the amenities, they actually go a little bit beyond you because the amenities that come with that condo, they can have an influence. We'll put it that way. A little bit of an influence on how much you could potentially rent the condo out for, or how easy is it going to be to even rent the condo out at all? Or how about down the road when you plan to sell the condo, those amenities or maybe lack thereof, they could potentially have an influence on how much you could sell the condo for. Here's one that's not often thought about because, I mean, you're not trying to rent it, you're trying to buy it. You plan to own the condo.
Exactly.
But you still may want to double check on this one because yes, there are some complexes that just might have pet restrictions. Such as, for example, maybe they have restrictions on how many pets you can have, or maybe the size of the pet that you can have, or maybe they even have restrictions on certain dog breeds. Again, pet restrictions is something that honestly, in my personal experience, is definitely something that's very rare, but I would just say, be sure to double check. Be sure that you know if there are any kind of pet restrictions for that complex. And of course, don't rush into making a purchase. Now, when I say that though, I am not saying to take too much time, because if you do, if you're moving entirely too slow, you're over here thinking and processing and let me examine this, it's very possible somebody is going to come in right behind you and snatch that condo up. But you don't want to be too jumpy. I mean, do a little bit of homework. At minimum, I would say at least review the first 6 on this list. Where's the unit located? Don't skip on the inspections. What's the parking situation like? Are there any restrictions when it comes to renting it out? And are there any restrictions when it comes to pets? And again, don't rush. But just like I said a second ago, you do want to move with a purpose, but you just don't want to rush. Meaning you want to make sure that you have answers to at minimum the 6 questions I outlined here for you, or maybe any other questions that you might have come up with that I didn't cover in this video. Hey, I'm glad you're still here, because if you remember at the beginning of the video, I did mention I have a free gift for you, and I do, and that is my free home buyer's guide. It's packed with a ton of information. It is designed to help take you from step 1. Hey, Jose, we're planning, we're thinking about, we'd like to be able to buy a home, and walk you all the way through the process of successfully buying your home. Go ahead and click on the link in the description section below to download your free guide. Of course, though, if you do have any questions about anything I covered here, or if maybe you are thinking about buying a home, whether it's a house or a condo here in the Inland Empire, my contact information is below. Otherwise, the next video you really should catch is one where I talk about 7 of the most common down payment myths. In fact, you can click right here to catch that video next. But listen, either way though, feel free to reach out. I'm always here to help.